I'm 31. I'm actively, desperately trying to find my person. I have no shame in admitting this. I know a lot of people try to act all calm, cool, and collected about this shit, but not me. I'm not that person. Because if you were honest with yourself about the options out here, you would also be nervous. And like, here's the thing. We all saw me on the show talk about how I felt pressure as a 31-year-old and everyone lost their shit. But like, I'm struggling for a man to even commit to a date out here, let alone marriage. So I'm not hopeful.
That's not my problem. It's yours.
I think it's safe to say that as self-respecting men, regardless of our ages, we are actively avoiding you and your problems, and we have no shame in admitting that. We know your desperation comes from a desire to baby trap yourself up a Chad and live off the child support as you raise yet another one of society's juvenile delinquents. We can all smell it off you. It makes denying you the time of day significantly easier and way more satisfying. And you need to understand something, sister. You claim to be desperately trying to find quote-unquote your person, but you then complain about the options you think you have. And that's a bad idea on your part, sister. The options you're worried about consist of literally 99% of the male dating market. And you've just blown your chances with them by openly insulting them by acting like you're high and mighty and better than everyone around you. And that's something self-respecting men have zero time and even less patience for. We will not take that kind of disrespect. So it's probably wise for you just to abandon what little hope you have and learn to submit to your platoon of cats. The sooner you do that, the better it'll be for everyone.
I feel like it's like so easy nowadays for like men to pull women. Like it's way easier than guys realize. Like pulling or like there aren't girls that they like. It's so obvious. For a guy to get a girl, all he has to do nowadays is just be a gentleman. Like it's that simple. Open the door, pay for dates, shake a dad's hand, like pick the girl up at her house, like put good effort in. And when you put good effort in, you're gonna get like a good girl. Like, I don't know if that sounds bad.
What?
All right, lady, we really need to talk here. Now, I get it. Doors scare you. They are an advanced piece of complicated machinery that you have yet to master. And I know all about the massive door mishaps that you and your kind have had in the past. Whether it's walking into a closed door, freaking out when that door doesn't open automatically for you, or maybe you came across a doorknob that was just a little too complex for you to operate. So it's only natural for you to have an irrational fear over something you cannot possibly understand. The good news is, sister, you need not fear, because Locke the Bounty Hunter is here with my patented intensive door lecture series. I will teach you all of the encompassing nuances of door theory, including door opening techniques, door closing strategies, locking routines, and my personal favorite, the difference between pushing and pulling open doors. Imagine the freedom you will feel by not having to rely on the patriarchy to allow you entry into your favorite buildings, businesses, and boxed wine emporiums. Trust me, sister, it'll be the best $200 you'll ever spend. So keep that in mind as you bravely write me that stunning check made out to cash. You know, for tax reasons.
Like, if you're just only asking girls to Netflix and chill, and then you're only getting girls to Netflix and chill, and then you're wondering why they're not very committed to a relationship with you, why are you surprised? You asked her to Netflix and chill. Like a girl that's gonna like expect like a date and like being treated properly, going to also like usually typically treat you well too. And the reason it's like this is because there are like much less gentlemen nowadays, in my opinion.
Show a little respect. So, how many men have you slept with?
Oh, rats. I made the pitch too early again. You know what? On second thought, lady, I think my lecture series on door theory may be a little bit too much for you to handle. Now, that ignorance was totally on me. I apologize. I should have realized you weren't the right caliber of woman to learn how to open your own doors after witnessing this level of projection. It's not that there's a lack of men with gentlemanly qualities. There are plenty of men out there. It's that the men you are attracted to don't want to commit to you. All they want is to Netflix and chill. And if you're not willing to, they'll find someone who does. Trust me, there are plenty of you to go around. And that's because they have options. There are tens of thousands of simps out there who will buy you meals and open your doors and give you plenty of opportunities to earn your bitter resentment, but none of them count because they don't meet your standards. In short, the men you want don't care what you think, and neither do we. Why should we bother with a woman who's too empty-headed to understand the concept of doors?
Your intellect
is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Well, I just got rejected by a guy, and this is the second time it's happened this year.
I'm shocked.
You guys know that I'm looking for a man to spoil rotten, okay? And just let me know, be honest, if I overdid it a little too much. I cooked for him every single night, and if he didn't like the meal, I would make him something different.
That's a fib.
I bought him his favorite Lego sets because he felt bad buying them for himself because they're so expensive.
Really?
I was a giver in every aspect of our relationship.
Liar, liar, liar.
I created a Spotify playlist of his favorite songs. I scratched his head and back and cuddled him. I was the big spoon. Every single night he came over to my house.
A smelly fish.
But it's not a cod.
Oh, Agatha, please just stop embarrassing yourself. I need to level with you here. You are trying way too hard. Not with the man who just broke up with you. That man doesn't exist. And nobody really believes you because self-respecting geeks see right through your ruse. You assume that all geeks play video games and play with Legos and do nothing else. However, your execution is so poor that you know next to nothing about geeks. Your gaming skills suck. I've seen you hold a controller, and you have to buy your Legos pre-built because you can't read basic schematics, which is a word I doubt you can even pronounce or even define. I'm willing to bet that you can't even quote Ghostbusters to save your life, and personally, I think DMs would hate to have you at their game nights because you wouldn't know the difference between a D20 and a D6. But even if I did give you that in-depth knowledge, it wouldn't help you because, again, we all know that you're lying. Because I can't see how all you want to do with your life is spoil a man rotten when you sell your body on OnlyFreaks at $4 a sub.
That's why I praise the Lord for prostitutes.
I would send him cute messages every single morning telling him how much I appreciated him and how attractive he was to me. All for him to tell me that I was a little too much in suffocating him and really not his physical type, but he was really glad that he gave it a go. My therapist is gonna have a field day with this one. So yeah, I'm back on the market, so who wants to break my heart next?
No.
Oh, Agatha, you silly little Maroon 5 fan. No man wants to break your heart. You actually have to possess a heart in order for it to be broken. It's going to take a hell of a lot more than Legos, sundresses, and a Chewbacca onesie to actually prove you are who you say you are. It used to be that when a person pandered to a nerd's wallet, they at least put in the minimum amount of effort. Just take a look at all the grifters who invade Comic-Con every year and you'll see what I mean. And it's that knowledge that almost makes me feel ashamed for being a geek. But then I realize I'm mastering the art of Valkyrie profile, and that's just the gift that keeps on giving. But something tells me that you think Comic-Con is the end-all be-all of nerd conventions and that the Green Lantern is a medical dispensary shop where you get that medicine that's prescribed by your therapist. And I'm not convinced you can make a glass of water without causing a series of indescribable calamities which leads to your overpriced apartment collapsing in on itself. And if that guy you imagine did feel smothered, he was smothered by all of the simps who actually buy your garbage content.
That's why I say prostitutes, prostitutes.
The one way for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, to find out if a guy is actually interested in you is if he does the following. First of all, let me tell you what it's not. It's not the good morning text. It's not the good night text. It's not the texting you consistently every single day. It's not even him telling you directly, hey, I like you. It doesn't have anything to do with his words at all. Because I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of guys say that they really liked me or they really saw a future with me that basically disappeared after a couple of months. And then on the flip side of that, I've gone out with guys where I'm like, do they even like me? I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna hear from this guy ever again. Wait to get a text message, hey, when can I see you again? It's like very confusing. I'm like, they said absolutely nothing that would make me think that they liked me.
It's scary.
You know what's weird? I have a feeling that if we wait long enough, we will actually see a modern woman use her underpowered sense of analysis to overanalyze the nuances of male communication to the point where we will literally see steam coming out of her ears. I honestly think that's gonna happen within the next 3 or 4 months. And it's kind of sad that I have to explain this, but the reason why those men stop texting you after a few months is because they either realize you weren't worth the effort or you stop putting in that effort for the good men. And the men that you want will randomly text you whenever they feel feel like boning and nothing more. But you are so broken that you think because Chadicus the Magnificent wants you for his bedroom fun assistant for the night, that you assume that he wants you for something long term. That doesn't mean he likes you. It means that he finds you easy and low effort, which is why he uses you and why the good men want nothing to do with you. And that only took like, what, 1/4% of my brain power to determine that? But then again, it only took so much power because I really haven't been sleeping well lately and it's been a very long week, but what are you gonna do?
So it doesn't have anything to do with their words. So what is it, do you ask? One way to tell if a guy is actually interested in you is if he's investing in you. If he's investing his time, his money, his energy. If he's investing in you, he sees a future with you. A man will only invest his resources where he sees value. And by the way, time, I'm not talking about the time that he spends texting you because that literally means nothing, but time that he actually spends with you.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
It's almost impressive how you can be so close to making a valid point and then just fumble with the execution so poorly that it makes you look dumber than when you started. I'm legit impressed, woman. Yeah, men are willing to put in the time and effort into someone they value, but they're only willing to do that if you are reciprocating. By your logic, a man will devote his resources to you and expect nothing from you in return. You expect the texts, you expect the dates, and you expect the attention, but you're not willing to give back anything to show that you're interested. Once they realize that the investment of his resources isn't yielding any form of a reasonable return, he's going to cut everything off and move on to the next opportunity, which is why the good men give up on you and why Chad will take you to bed. Low-value women are only good for one thing, and I gotta tell you, sister, it's not your charming personality or whatever character traits that you pretend to have.
There's only one exception to this rule, and it's if he has a lot of money, which in most cases means that he doesn't have a lot of time. So if he's investing what he lacks, really good sign he likes you. But if he's just investing money and he has a lot of that resource, it doesn't necessarily mean that he likes you. I legitimately went out with a guy who went on a date and then he took me to the Gucci store afterwards. He bought me Gucci shoes and then I was like, wow, like this guy must be really interested in me. And I legitimately never heard from him again. Like I've not to this day heard from him. Very weird, very strange, but okay, I got shoes out of it. Not mad. Am I the only person he took to a Gucci store? Probably not. $600 that he just spent on me was probably nothing in the retrospect. Men like that will do things for their ego to impress you. It has absolutely nothing to do about making you happy. But that is the only exception to this rule. If he is investing his time, money, and energy into you, he likes you. Hit the like and follow for more content like this. Also follow me on Instagram in case TikTok gets banned.
You can be rich in friends or family or love, but the only thing that matters is being rich in money.
Ah, dear. Okay, allow me to explain something to you, woman. If a man has money and he's buying you expensive gifts, it's not because he's trying to boost his own ego. He's already achieved that level of success and he doesn't need that from you. He's, how do I put this delicately? He's taking the less expensive option. So here's what. Let's say that a rich man wants to have a little fun with a woman. He doesn't want anything serious, he just wants a little pump and dump time. In his circles, he could easily hire an escort who's gorgeous and will provide him with some ample fun, but they're expensive and he runs the risk of being arrested by his friendly neighborhood vice squad. So instead, because you have virtually no identity and are easily impressed, and not to mention low effort, instead of spending $2 grand on an escort who might be an undercover cop, he buys you a $600 pair of shoes and gets what he wants, and then afterwards, he gets you to leave and he never speaks to you again. There's nothing weird about that. It's because the difference between an escort and a modern woman is that the modern woman is dumber and has the lower price tag. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and leave a couple of comments and share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out this new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.